Yeah, nothing beats the desire to play a game the way you want it to be played. Nothing beats a sweet and beautiful revenge. Church people will say that vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. But you see, when the draws was made and it was Real Madrid and Manchester City, I said this is the derby or the El Ballon d'Or. Yeah, this is the classic, the Ballon d'Or, because the Vinicius Junior Rodri battle of who's the better was always going to come to play in this. Unfortunately, it wasn't Vinicius Junior that scored a hat trick in this game, but it was Mbappe. And talking about Mbappe, this is the same Mbappe people said is having a bad season. It's not started well, it's not fitted into the Madrid setup, the Clasico, the expectation that they have of him. Well, I don't know what the expectation you have of Kylian Mbappe, but you want your star players to turn up in big games. And as bad as Man City have been, and in this January, they spent 180 million. They brought in Omar Mamouche, but Omar Mamouche was not Mamouche today. Couldn't even smush anything. Maybe Paris Saint-Germain would have signed him. It would have been better to go play for Paris Saint-Germain because Paris Saint-Germain were in a smushing mode. They were smushing, caressing, sucking, kissing, dragging, and pulling breasts in a way that we never expected. 10 goal on aggregate, 7 goals on the night. That was way, way, way more than we expected. But then it is football. Some people still believe that this new format of the Champions League is not a good one. But then I don't know what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to know what you think about the new format of the Champions League. In my own opinion, it brings a lot of competition. It creates a lot of opportunity for some unknown teams to do what they can do, show their best form and try to do something. And for the teams that have qualified for what's it called? For the round of 16, which draws will be made on Friday. I want to say congratulations to them. Liverpool, Barcelona, Arsenal, Inter Milan, Atletico de Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, Lille, Aston Villa, Bayern Munich. Feyenoord, Bayern Munich were saved by the S-breath. Feyenoord, who did a good job, over AC Milan. I wasn't expecting that. Club Brugge, Benfica, Dortmund, Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, and PSV. So Manchester City are not in this one, but at least there are three English teams here. Italian teams have also all crumbled out of the competition apart from Inter Milan. The Spanish teams are three. You have Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid, the three teams in the top of the Spanish La Liga. French teams, you have only Paris Saint-Germain as Brest and Monaco have all been eliminated. But that's not the one thing that I want to talk about. I mean, this is more of me coming to ask you guys questions. Do you see Paris Saint-Germain going from here to win that all elusive UEFA Champions League that brought in all the Qatar money? Do you see Paris Saint-Germain going all the way, or this is just a fluke? This is just them using too much bullet, bringing a bomb to a knife fight, using too much bullet for a match that they shouldn't even score too much and save the goals for the subsequent games. What happened to the Man City that played against Newcastle United? I thought that Man City was fantastic, and a lot of people actually said that, oh, if Pep Guardiola does not change the team, if he played the same team that he played against, what's it called? Newcastle, they probably might get something out of the game. But unfortunately, that did not happen because Real Madrid in the UEFA Champions League are a different kettle of fish. They are a different beast entirely. Kettle of fish is even too small to describe them. They are a different beast entirely, and they show that today. They know when they needed the goal. Whenever they needed the goal, they just need to put it there. Took up to 80 minutes. Man City have not gotten a shot on target with all the 180 million spent in January. I agree that this season will be explained away by Pep Guardiola through the lens of the divorce of his wife. Well, 30 years of marriage is not something that you just wish away, okay? But hey, I think that Pep Guardiola have also won enough titles, won enough trophies in his career to be given the respite and say, okay, he can afford to go 1 or 2 seasons without winning anything, and we will still expect him to do more. But then some people are already saying this is the end of the Pep Guardiola era. He cannot come back again. He cannot rebuild this team. One of the things that stood coaches like Silas Ferguson and probably Diego Simeone out now is the fact that over the course of 26 years, Sir Alex Ferguson was able to build and rebuild teams again. I'm not sure Pep Guardiola will be able to do that, but Pep Guardiola been around for a while. Is This is a club where he stayed the longest, and I guess probably that's part of why he got divorced. Why am I always talking about his divorce? I don't know. And then again, after the other video that I posted, people started sending me the comment of Ademola Lookman. I mean, this is a free world. I'm not one to like to control people's the way they think, what they put out there. But I think if you ask me, that's a hasty decision. Let's not forget that this is Ademola Lookman that Dan tools when Paris Saint-Germain was coming. Remember, the club also accepted him back. And then I've also seen videos. People tag me in videos or share videos with me where some content creators, like I've always said, there are no gatekeepers or content creators. Nobody should tell somebody how to do their content. And not everybody who do content because they do sports content are really into football. It's just an opportunity to trend in that space or to carve a niche in that space. Some people have already started saying, oh, Nigerian players should not go to Italy. Italians don't like Nigerian players. That's like the funniest and the sickest talk that I've seen in all of this conversation. Do I support Ademola Lookman for coming out with that long epistle? No. So the thing is, my mom used to say that there is never going to be a right way of doing a wrong thing. Not only did you miss a penalty, but you took a penalty ahead of the designated takers. Now, in his epistle that he wrote, he said that the designated takers asked him to take the penalty. It would have been nice, to get those guys also come out to say, oh, we said he should take it. But in times like this now, everybody will keep quiet. I think that when your coach comes out and is blasting on fire, you should understand the fact that the man is pained. And sometimes in pains, we say things that we don't mean, and we say things in ways that, yes, they hurt people. And if you come out to say your own, they also will say their own, and then it's no longer a case of wanting to fix a problem. It will become a battle of two men with ego who have the biggest ego. And to highlight a few things, for those people who are saying Nigerian players should not go to Italy again, football is a job. It's a job that pays your bill. It's a job that provides opportunity for you to be rich, famous, and to win laurels. And they talked about Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen played in Germany, in Belgium, in France before going to Italy. All of this stardom that we talk about Victor Osimhen came from Italy. So before you say they don't respect Nigerian players, an Italian club paid about 80 million to sign Victor Osimhen. I don't know any other country, any other league where they paid that kind of money to sign Victor Osimhen. An Italian club also agreed to pay him what they paid him on a weekly basis. So while you're talking about whether Italians don't like Nigerians, put that into the conversation as well. And for context, Italy is not the first place where Ademola Lookman have played, but Ademola Lookman going to Italy have won the African Footballer of the Year, gone on to greater things and become, this player that we know him to be. He's won the UEFA Europa Cup playing in Italy. And I also saw comments like when Napoli won the league, Osimhen was the best player for Napoli, but then they put Farastella. Listen, it is a club business. It is a league business to determine who they put as their banner, their star boy. It's not anybody's business. But Lewandowski is scoring a lot of goals for Barcelona right now. Lamine Yamal is the poster boy of FC Barcelona, followed by Rafinha before you will see Lamine Yamal. So it is their call who they put. And in that season, actually, Victor Osimhen was not the best player. He was the highest goal scorer. The best player was Farastella. So if they put him there, there's nothing wrong. You've already won the Golden Boot. You're the most talked about. People forget that the name that was ringing the loudest in Napoli Stadium was Victor Osimhen. There was no time anybody in any other country said, but he's not the only one playing the ball. Why are they shouting only Victor Osimhen? The same way for Lookman. So when in my time of learning this job, they said, find the balance in the story, even though it doesn't sound well, because sentiment and emotion make us give obscure and loop-sided analysis that doesn't make sense, and sometimes it ignite fire. So when you talk football, find the balance in whatever it is you're talking about, so that when people listen, if the ones who don't know the story can, really find juice and find strength in what you're saying. But when you come out with a general statement, this Italian league I was talking about provided opportunity for players like Ayodele Makinwa, the Tiger of Lagos, provided opportunity for players like Obafemi Martins, Ebenezer Kinsemiro, Christian Obodo, Taribo West, Kano Nwankwo. They don't like Nigerian players, but it was in Italy that Kano Nwankwo's surgery heart problem was detected, and that's why they did the surgery and put aorta valve in his heart. A lot of Nigerian players have gone on to play there. Maduka Okoye is currently playing in Italy as well, and a lot of other people. So one or two maybe normal problem that happens with football should not mean that they should not make a general statement. Oh, Nigerian players should not. If Nigerian players don't play in Italy, you want them to come and sign for Taraba FC Nigerian League, or you want them to come sign for Raymond Stars or come sign for Enyimba, and then be playing on AstroTurf and the hot grass that is giving them blisters on their foot. Is that what exactly is the bargaining chip that Nigerians have that's making lots of these Nigerians say don't go to Italy? So you're telling me that your brother is playing in the MPFL, an Italian club. Let's even use the club like Venezia or Como comes and say we're going to pay you 20. Let's just put it $20,000 every week. You say no, Italians do not like Nigerian footballers, so don't go there. Wait till one club in France or Spain or Germany or Italy come. Name a country where this type of things don't happen. It happens everywhere. Vinicius Junior is fighting his own demons in the Italian Serie A. I mean, in Spanish La Liga. Would the Brazilians say, "Oh, Brazil, they don't like Brazilians in Spain"? Everybody face their own problems. So when we put out this content and make all this noise, let's be very mindful of what we're saying because it's a wrong representation of fact that we're putting out there. Having said that, I like to ask my people in my community, this thing that Paris Saint-Germain did to Brest, is it really fair? They are the only, two teams that played from the same country that played in the Champions League. It felt like, you took me from our local community and took me to public and decided to embarrass me. More like, oh, you're a small boy, you shouldn't come into competition where others are involved. I want to embarrass you. I want to, because these Brest have really done well. They became the most popular team in this league, in the Champions League this season. This is not the first season in football. They've been in football since forever. Like I always say, Brest is the first team that got me into trouble in my media when I came into media in 2004. I pronounced the name Brest, and I remember, people ran into the studio and say, no, it's the T silence is Bre, not breast. And it was a problem. But today I hear everybody call them breast. And I'm like, oh, okay. So they can call it breast, actually. So that's one of those experiences that I had with calling the name. In Nigeria, we like to do over Sabi Wewe. And my time in Bray Life, I met quite a lot. I worked with quite a lot of Oversabi ITKs in that era. But hey, it's one of those things that have happened in the past. But I would like to hear your take on all of these and more. One story that filtered in, or probably whispers, was that Manchester United are already shopping for the replacement of Ruben Amorim, and two names cross the conversation. I know Bobby would watch this and give me a better perspective and the fact of the matter. But is it not too early to even have that conversation that they are planning to get in a new coach over Ruben Amorim? And those two names that came in were Zinedine Zidane of France, the three times Champions League winner as a manager, also Champions League winner as a player, World Cup and Euros winner as a football player for France, one of the greatest players to ever play the game of football. I don't know if I put him in the GOAT category in terms of coaches, but three Champions League, Arsene Wenger in all of his glory went to the finals once and didn't win it. So, you can put Zidane there. Zidane is also the first French manager to ever win the UEFA Champions League. I know that some people be wondering, oh, so another Frenchman have not won it before. Yes, another French manager have not won it before. Having said that, I'm just thinking. They say there's Zinedine Zidane and then there is Mauricio Pochettino. If you're a Man United fan, would you want Ruben Amorim to be sacked? I mean, I really wish I could get Bobby or Abib in for us to have this conversation. Maybe tomorrow or maybe the day after. I don't know. But it just come across to me as shocking and very, very unexpected. And then there are just so many reasons why I feel it's unexpected. Why are you planning to sack Ruben Amorim? He just crossed one window where I think his first job, like we saw with Mikel Arteta, his first job as a Man United manager is to get rid of the deadwoods, and then after that, start bringing his type of players. I was thinking that I mean they will be nice enough to give him 3 seasons, 3 seasons of trial by error. But the way I see it. Once that legion of the class of 92, the ex-Man United players, the Ray Kanes of this world, the Gary Nevilles of this world, they start tearing at the Manchester United manager, it's almost as good as saying that they've put the Indian sign on him and it's time for him to go. But I think that in this one, it's going to be a very hasty decision, jumping into hasty conclusion. I don't even want to believe. That's why I said it's a rumor that just whispers. I don't even want to believe that anybody in Manchester United board right now is thinking that Ruben Amorim is the guy that to kick out of the club. One thing I will say is that Man United will not be relegated. Not because they are too good, but because the teams below them are so weak and have so given up hope of trying to fight that no matter how bad Man United is to play, even if they lose all their matches from now to the end of the season, they still will not be relegated. Having said that, I think that it would be nice to get to next summer and then getting maybe minimum 5 players, 5 to 7 players, and then start the rebuild from there. Having said that, there were a lot of people who said that Marcus Rashford will prove to Ruben Amorim that he made a mistake. And I've watched Marcus Rashford in a couple of games where he came in as a sub, where he played from the start. Today, I saw him play against Liverpool. There were flashes of the Marcus Rashford that we used to know. There were flashes, I wouldn't lie. But overall, there were too many times where he just lost the ball and became disinterested. He wasn't marking, he wasn't tracking back. That's what you need when you're playing for a club like Manchester United. You have to fight for the badge. He still have this thing about him when he plays and he's playing like, oh, he's playing Sunday football. He's playing what we call gel football, all-star football. He's not playing like he's playing competitive league football. He's playing for his life. I mean, he's not playing for his life. He's got enough money already. If he doesn't play football now, he can still live a very comfortable and easygoing life. But I'm just saying that Marcus Rashford does not come across to me as somebody who is needed to save any team, right? I'm not sure Aston Villa will make any effort to try to permanent the deal at the end of the season. I don't know what the clauses are, whether it's a loan to buy, but it doesn't look like a player that an Aston Villa would like to buy. I see Mullen and every other person really fighting for Aston Villa, but you could see that Marcus Rashford, yes, he's got the potential. He positions himself very well. He gets into the channels very well. But then when he gets the ball and he loses the ball, which is very, very important, you don't see him like showing that, oh, I made a mistake by losing this ball. Let me go fight to get the ball back. And all of those little things really do count. Of all the players that have left Man United within this window or this period, I think he's the one that has really not lit it up pretty well. But then the English media would try to tell you how many times he touched the ball in the 18-yard box, how many times he make a pass, how many times he tried to dribble, and create those kind of statistics to make him look like he's a wonder boy. I hear he's still hoping that he can make it back into the English national team. But as it is right now, I wonder who is going to displace from the team because that's almost a no as far as I'm concerned. But hey, it is what it is. Again, a lot of people still say that the jury is out on Kylian Mbappe. For me, I think he's delivered enough for this season. Would they win the league? Would they win the Champions League? I don't know. With Real Madrid in the Champions League, I can never bet against them. Would they win the Spanish La Liga? There's Barcelona, there is Atletico Madrid, who are the juries that will decide whether they win or not. If they want to let them win it, it's their business. If they want to fight for it, it's also their business. Having said that, I think that Paris Saint-Germain have shown us that they can be ruthless, they can be brutal, but can they carry it on in the next round? On Friday, the draws will be made. Once again, let me reel out the names of the teams that are remaining in the competition that are playing in the last 16. And of these teams that are remaining, please kindly tell me how you think the draw will go. Who will be picked against who will play who? Liverpool, Barcelona, Arsenal, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, Lille, Aston Villa, Bayern Munich, Feyenoord, Club Brugge, or Club Brugge, as some people want to call them, Benfica, Dortmund, Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, and PSV. Germans have three teams actually: Bayern Munich, Bayer Leverkusen, and Borussia Dortmund. But then the Italians have only one team. I mean, 1 minute they are rising up, next minute they are crumbling. Well, I wish them the very best. How do you think the draw will go? You could make your mock draw. You could predict the possible matchup in the round of 16 in the comment section. Please do well to subscribe if you're not subscribed to this channel. For now, we would not be running the live show because the network is terrible, but I guarantee you that I'll be giving you my daily react to major talking points in the beautiful world of sports. So as you used to do it with the live show, if you have questions that you want me to answer, something that you want me to analyze, I will do what to do it. But I want to say kudos to Aston Villa for holding on to a draw. I mean, I was expecting them to win that game. I thought that in the first half, Liverpool were slow. Liverpool were playing on the back foot, and they were, a bit jaded. Aston Villa were all over the place. Even in the second half, they were all over the place. Tillemans was good. Miller was good. Oli Watkins, same old Oli Watkins. 13 goals in the Premier League this season. That's a very good one for him. He doesn't get the kind of media shout that a player like Alexander Isak get, but he's doing well. Mo Salah would always be Mo Salah. Nobody, I mean, he's indisputable now. The greatest player to play in the English Premier League, the greatest African to ever play in the Premier League. But then, with Mo Salah, people always want more. People always expect him to do more than he's already done. And it's not a bad thing. I think it's a compliment to how good he is. So it's not something for him to worry about. But then I have this before I wrap up. In your own particular order, and in this, nobody is right, nobody's wrong, nobody should attack anybody's comment. If you disagree with somebody, write your own. Who are your all-time top five greatest African players, not Nigerians, African players to play in the Premier League? So you have to grade them from number one to five. Number one being the best. So from five to one or one to five. Number one being the best. But don't just give me a list. Name them and give me a reason why you pick any one of these players in the particular order that you're picking them. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful time. Thank you for for watching our content. Continue to push for us, help us to grow this channel, and I guarantee you that we will make you proud like Kano Wanko. Yeah, my name is Edafe Matias. You love to come with the on the spots. It's been my thought on the football matter from UEFA Champions League to the Premier League game that was played tonight. Let's do this again tomorrow. Bye.